Hi guys and welcome to Razon.com. This is Mohit Soni. What you're looking at is the Tata Punch EV finally on our channel for a road test. We've spent considerable time with it to tell you exactly how it's about. Since it's been a long time, I won't divulge much into details and the story behind it, because the Punch EV directly goes against the only one rival there is there in the segment, the Citroen EC3. Apart from that, this is of course based on the new platform, so that makes it much better on the inside, outside, as well as internally. There are multitude of new changes that keeps it on par with its new rivals. A lot of rivals that are coming in are brand new from the scratch. So that's one of the reasons why I think Tata decided to have the Punch on a brand new platform, and this is what is something that is works in its favor really well. There's a lot of good things over its much bigger rival, much bigger siblings as well. So as always, let's begin with the design. What you can see with the design is the LED DRL that runs all the way from one side to the other. You've got fog lamps and LED lights here which look great. You've got the typical Tata grill at the front, which resembles to something I won't really say anything about. There is a camera at the front, but this is something that makes up for the 360-degree camera that the car has, which you can see on the side as well. So that's quite impressive. We've got this very good alloy wheels on offer, which look really nice, and this is the rear design, which is also highly appreciated with the Y-shape tail lamps here, which look quite nice, and the 360-degree camera package comes here in the rear camera as well. You've got the Punch EV badging. Overall, a very good looking car indeed, very well designed. Nothing's really wrong about it. At the back, you can see there is enough space, and lower half down there you can see there is a lot of other kit as well. So that's quite impressive, and the boot space is very good for this segment. Yeah, this will need a little bit of a, and that's where you can see the sort of Easter eggs coming in from Tata, seen on multiple cars. 50 lakh cars sold till date, celebration of that as well. Getting inside, behind my own driving position, good knee room, very good leg room, under thigh support is also good, headroom is also good enough. 3 small people will be just about, or average size people will be just about okay. You've got pockets here as well for them. There is some space here and here, which is good enough for the bottles. And as you can see, 3-pointed seat belts for all 3 passengers. Adjustable headrest is on offer for front and rear passengers as well. As we know, Punch is rated for 5-star safety rating for a very good reason. So this is quite good. A very slightly clear look at the door pads from here as well. Really love the finishing here for the speakers, and this acts as a lock as well as the handle. So that's quite neat. Double pull and you're done. Height adjustable seat belt, no height adjustable seat belt, and height adjustable seat is powered, and you have ventilated seats as well, which is a segment first indeed. As you can see here, the window switch, the ORVM adjustment is here and not here, which is actually a good move, and the start stop button is right there. There is a dummy button here, and yeah, you've got your wireless charger here, and this is the very small cup holders, so but they'll do the job. You can keep something here as well, and sport mode and eco mode. You get electronic parking brake and auto hold, both in a sub 4 meter SUV, which is actually quite premium indeed. You've got some space here to keep some stuff, and this is a center console that Nexon owners will pay a lot of money for, because this is a lot of space to keep a lot of stuff, and despite that you have charging points here. So I guess we're waiting for the brand new Nexon new generation one, which will come couple of years later, which will also have something similar to this. Basically, we just need more space in the Nexon, and I just spent a couple of months with the Nexon long term, and this is a very good sign of relief that Tata has solved the problem, but it will come sooner or later to the Nexon, not right now. Glove box quite big, it's illuminated, that's for sure, and it is chilled as well, which is brilliant. Very nice classic AC vents. I really love the way AC vents are done. It's been a very long time that I have acquainted myself with the Punch, because the EV has taken a lot of time, and the ICE reviews have also been a very long time ago. A sunroof in this segment is also brilliant. No height adjustable seat belts though. Ventilated seats are very welcome. This color layout that Tata is choosing for most of its 4 meter cars is absolutely brilliant. I love it, and as you can see, there is a ventilation here as well. Needless to say, the bigger aspect that changes the game here is this fantastic infotainment system. It's got Arcade EV, it's got air purifier, it's got everything else. Amazon Prime, Disney Hotstar, you name it, everything is here. You've got 5 types of voice control. Of course, it doesn't have ADAS, despite it will say driver assistance. It's just for parking and blind spot monitor. Going back, The audio system is also good enough. The sound is quite great. You've got surround view, like I told you, 360-degree camera time and again, which is actually quite brilliant. And yeah, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is wireless, so that's something brilliant. You don't get that in many cars. In fact, Exter, which is the rival for the Punch, doesn't really have it at all, and it is very far away from getting one as well. And this is the fantastic setup that again Tata has gotten right. Really feels nice, and it's far away from your fingers, so you don't really touch and get away with anything. You've got the charging point open, you've got the fog lamp here, the hill descent is here, tailgate opener is here, lock unlock is here, which is actually quite brilliant. The AC in true Tata conditions works fantastically. It's just about first week of March and it is working wonders already because the heat is gone for a toss. Sport mode and eco mode have dedicated buttons here, which is also great. And you've got the fantastic steering wheel on offer. Steering is adjustable as well. So in terms of infotainment system, you've got this widget screen here. It works really well. You know, touch, response, colors, fonts, layout, everything is brilliant. I don't see anything wrong, but there is this one thing that I saw is that the brightness adjust is right here, just like a mobile phone. So if you keep on searching on the inside, you won't get it, but it's right here. And you know, it's an invisible screen. This button here is, as you can see, this line here, it's invisible. You just have to draw you know, from anywhere. I think I can do it from like this, also from here also. So this is something that you need to know because it took me some time to realize. As you can see, the brightness is gone, the brightness is high. So this is something that you will need to understand, and now that I've told you, you can tell everybody else as well. And if you're a Punch owner, you now know how it is. So that's quite brilliant. The mobile sort of setup coming into cars is always a brilliant thing because or else I would have also not guessed it, how to get it right in the couple of minutes that it took me to do so. So yeah, and we are in eco mode,
economy drive mode activated.
Don't worry, this is still switch. You can switch it off if you want. And you've got cruise control here, which is brilliant. The audio system is good, the Bluetooth system works really well. And yeah, it's a screen that shows a lot of information, and you can change the view of it as well. So as you can see, 1, 2 and 3. So these are the 3 screens that you get on here, which is actually quite good. Apart from that, that's what I can tell you. This armrest isn't adjustable, but it's placed in the right place and will help you keep things comfortable over long distances within the city, because that's what the Punch is known for. As you can see, it can provide you with a decent 250 kilometers of range very easily. And what is the range that we've gotten, how we charged it, and what is it like to drive? Let's find out. Hi guys, and welcome to Thrustzone.com. This is Mohit Soni, and we are out driving the Tata Punch EV for the very first time. So we've spent good 10 days with it and charged it multiple times, and tested it and understood it as well to tell you what it has been all about. Well, it's been a long time. You must have heard something here and there already, but we can tell you certain things because certain updates and certain changes that keep on happening from time to time do make sure that it lets you know what is the progress of the Punch EV. And I'm happy to report that this is a car that had a lot of expectations because of the brand new platform, and it delivers to it to a very large extent, if not entirely, because it's a big it's just a 35 kilowatt battery pack, but it claims to deliver over 300 kilometers of range, slightly more as per the claimed numbers, but in real life all we've been able to do is let's say around 230-240 kilometers. So that is included driving within Bombay and slightly out of Bombay and back, slightly on the highway as well, maintaining under 100 kilometers an hour, and it was in eco mode and doing level 3 region as well. So all of that has contributed to a very good number for a car of this size and price. I'm very surprised that a battery pack like that in a car like this can deliver this much, but then I've realized it's a brand new platform. It's slightly lighter than the older platforms, so that's the reason why this particular Tata has been able to deliver all of this. And there's no denying that the Punch is a clear success because of its practicality and the kind of things that it offers. It's got CNG, it's got petrol, it's got automatic, it's got everything that you would look forward to in a car like this, and then some more. So Punch really packs a punch when it comes to everything. In fact, charging it also has been quite hassle-free. Let's say within 8 to 10 hours, we've got a full charge. We charged it from around 25-30% all the way till 100, and it is just a night's job, and we got it done. So that is something that is quite impressive. In terms of driving, well, the power delivery is very linear in eco mode. The level 3 region is very solid. Level 2 is the best balance in between, so I think that's why it's between 1 and 3, and it's something that Tata has gotten just right. That is why it feels really nice. Put it into sport mode.
Sport drive mode activated.
The performance is very good. I was just doing 50, now I'm doing 115. So this is something that is quite clearly great on power and torque. Of course, it's available immediately. The numbers are not very high. It's just because the availability is instant. It is what makes EVs really, really brilliant, and even with less power and torque. This has around 85 bhp, 115 Newton meters, something like that, and it's a good number. And it becomes even better when you start realizing that it's in EV form. Put it back into eco mode.
Activated.
Put it back into economy mode and realize that the power delivery has gotten much better. The power is not delivered, all of it is not delivered instantly. A good amount of it is delivered instantly with a little bit of dullness in the throttle. There's not a big difference in power and torque when it comes to driving modes this time in the Punch EV, and I think that's a very good thing, because it's actually great to have that extra power and torque all the time, because sudden overtakes are the need of the day, and that is a good sign of manufacturer understanding enthusiast demands and the everyday demands that are our road faces every day. So that is a great thing to see. This is something that I have understood over the times with many EVs, including Tata, that they are very well in sync with what the customer and the enthusiast look forward to. They find that right balance, they spend that time in engineering, and they get a lot of things quite right, which people don't really realize that how good they are, because we've been asking all of these things for so many years. It's very happy to see that manufacturers getting it right. Tata has always been working quite hard to get a lot of things right and they've delivered so many aspects right that it is just very great to see. Apart from that, I think we've told you about the range, the charging, and the way the power is delivered, and how the driving modes make a lot of sense. What is not that great is, of course, the infamous drive selector or gear selector, mode selector, this selector right here, basically, whatever you want to call it. It just needs to be replaced with something more conventional, because it's quite slow. Taking U-turns, getting out of parking requires a lot of patience. And fortunately, we've gathered a lot of patience, because we've been driving the Nexon and the Punch and other EVs in the past, the Tiago, the Tigor, and I think it's gone in the Tigor and in the Tiago. It's gone from the Nexon. I think the Punch remains, because it's due for an update, and I think the first thing that is already being readied is this new gear shifter here. I think Tata shouldn't take much time and just start offering it immediately, even before the facelift comes. So yeah, that is what the only sore point is. What is also really impressive is the ride and handling. As always, the steering is very light, precise, good feedback, and the ride quality, as always, is downright brilliant over all kinds of roads. The highway stability is brilliant. The grip levels are good enough. The brakes work quite well. There is a bit of road noise that comes inside, which feels like a much bigger car in the way it gets all that sound inside the cabin. It's not extremely loud. I'm on a very bad surface right now, but it's not coming inside. So you see these small things that Tata has worked upon quite well, and tried to deliver the absolute best they can at this price point. The feature list is quite high, the ride and handling is good, the electric powertrain is very impressive, and it's just a trouble-free affair driving the next Punch EV. It's one of the reasons why Tata is doing so well, and we hope to spend more time with this in the future to really realize what this car is truly. But as of now, enough time has been spent to tell that you cannot go wrong with this car if you go ahead and buy it. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time in the next video. Goodbye.